Okay, today's topic is retirement, how to prepare for it, and how to experience it. Now, let me talk about the first three things you're going to need. Three things. The first and most important is money. Now, if you're on a pension, great, but I think you should have, oh, it depends on you, but figure out where you're going and what the cost of living is, and have enough money for your estimated lifetime, which is usually, you can't go wrong with 100 years. The odds are you won't make it to 100. But first thing is money. Second thing is health. Now I'm going to talk about what you should do to be healthy. Like, don't drink a lot of booze or take a lot of dope like I used to do, and avoid stress. So stress is between your ears, you know. You can have a good attitude, and whatever happens, hey, it happened, I'm not going to worry about it. Take it easy, you know. Easy come, easy go. Don't worry about things. However, some people, they just have an inclination to get real angry and upset over nothing. You know, I've known women that are angry all the time over some silly little thing. So avoid stress. Okay, so money, health, and the last thing is love. Yeah, a good partner, preferably 20 or 30 years younger than you, who can wheel you around if you need to be in a wheelchair. That's a very good thing to have. So when you're about 50, start looking for somebody 30 that can be your partner in retirement. So now we're going to go to a new location here in the Parc des Bois de Boulogne in Paris, and we're going to talk some more. Okay, so I told you the three most important things, actually, yeah: health, money, and love. Now, we can go into a little bit of detail. Generally speaking, it's nice to be able to retire when you want to, not when your boss or your official retirement date is. So if you have just a job in your life, well, okay, so then you maybe retire age 65 and you live 2 years, and boy, that's about it. But I think you should have a side gig, something you make serious, or potentially that you make serious money at, or if you're doing something you really like, maybe it's something you can do in retirement. There's a famous old joke about a very rich guy who works every day and is an entrepreneur like Elon Musk, and he works 20 hours a day, and he relaxes by fishing 1 month a year. And the fishing guide in Canada says to him, what is it you like most? He says, no question, I like my 2 weeks of fishing with you here in Canada. And he says, what do you like most? He says, well, when I was 22 years old, I started fishing in Canada, and I've been doing it for the last 50 years, and I like it too. But I didn't have to work 20 hours a day. He says, I've been doing what I like every day. So one solution for retirement is find something you like to do, like being a fishing guide or a sailing instructor or a judo instructor, whatever it is. I heard about a guy who made a living testing out beds to see what he'd sleep best in. But anyway, here's a little pitch. I have a book called Portable Trades and Occupations, and it has over 100 different things that you can do to make serious money, not $1, not a minimum wage. Things you can do to make very serious money. Now here's my deal, only for my 3 viewers that I have on this channel. You can have the book free, no credit card, no requirements whatsoever. Just ask me for it, and I'll send you the book called Portable Trades and Occupation. Say, send me PTO. Now, if you really love the book and if you get some idea to make serious money, yeah, you can send me $20, okay? But if you don't, if you're not happy with the book, you can send me $1 or nothing. Or if you make $1 million, why don't you send me 10%? Okay, so there's my pitch for this talk, and now we're gonna do more preparation and so forth. Okay, so the funny thing is, when I was only about 22, 23, I had a business. I never worked for anybody. I had a business as a private detective, and I made a huge fee in my 20s. Oh, it was a little under 100,000 US dollars. But remember, 70 years ago, that was, add another zero. So that would be like making $1 million when you're very young. So I said to myself, why do I have to work anymore? Hey, I think I'll retire. So I don't know if you call it a problem, but my idea was, what would I really like to do? Well, when I went to school, I went to business school and law school, and it was okay, but I can't say I loved it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to school. Why? Because there's no place you make better contacts with a lot of good-looking women than school. And I did a little research. What course would be the absolute best? Art history. Rich, good-looking girls seem to want to have jobs selling art in art galleries, and so they go to take a couple of years of art history. And the really rich ones go to Florence, Italy. But I went to the University of Mexico, and I took art history and Andalusian folk dancing, because I figured in those courses there was very few guys and a lot of good-looking women. Well, I won't go into detail because this is this isn't a program for children, so I could go into detail, but I won't. Let's just say I had plenty of good experiences in Mexico, and that was my first retirement. But funny thing is, after about a year of this, I decided I would go back to big city, go back to work and make some more money, which I did. And then I didn't retire again for another 10 years. Now, big question is, what do? You have health, you have money, what do you do? Well, besides doing what you miss doing, maybe you buy an airplane or rent an airplane, learn how to fly or sail, or you do a lot of fishing or hunting or traveling. Some people just like to hunt good-looking women. Ooh, there's one over there. Want to have a quick look? No? Okay. Oh, she's bending. Oh, my God. You're missing something good. And she has a dog, too. Well, anyway, getting back to my thing. So, here's a few suggestions. You know, I used to like target practice. I had a gun called a Buntline Special. It was a Colt with an extra long barrel, and it was just for target shooting, and I enjoyed that. Some people, not me, like to play cards, bridge. Meet a lot of nice people playing bridge. If you're filthy rich, yachting, the yachting crowd is a nice crowd to be a part of, or horse racing. Not just going to the track and betting, but owning a racehorse really gets you involved with a lot of nice people. Another chap I knew, he had an antique racing car, and he would be in auto races because he liked palling around with the big shot auto racers, Formula One and so forth. And they always had a antique car race which he would participate in, and then he got to sit at the winner's table with the celebrities. So now a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to retire. I'll be so bored." Hey, here's the truth. When I finally quit working, I'm 86 now. It was about 10 years ago. I thought, gee, I'm gonna get bored, because all I had in mind to do was cooking, shopping, watching movies, and I didn't figure on what would take a lot of time, dealing with bureaucrats. So when you travel, you got to get visas, and talk about, you could spend a week going to India, talk about hassles. Remember one question on the Indian visa: were your grandparents ever in the area known as Pakistan? Holy cow! What? I don't even know who my grandparents were, much less if they ever been to Pakistan. But anyway, dealing with bureaucrats can be a real experience. Okay, but the cooking and the shopping, hey, that can really take up a lot of time. I would say I go on YouTube now, and in my email on Morning Brew, I get a new recipe almost every day. So just looking around for the ingredients, and I go to these ethnic stores. I did a whole program out of the ethnic stores, and I get good ingredients in, and I make unusual things for my sweetheart and my kid. So so cooking and shopping is good. Try to eat healthy food. As I said, there's nothing more important when you get old than health. I was in touch with the girl who runs my high school alumni club, and gosh, out of a class of about 30, 15 are in, well, about 10 are dead, 15 are in nursing homes, and there's only about, well, the minority is like me, still ambulatory. In case you know what that means you can walk around without being in a wheelchair. And by the way, that was a narrow escape. My knee went out a few years ago, and I had a shot of cortisone, and now I'm taking some pills, and so that was a narrow escape that I'm still able to walk. Okay. Well, now here comes the biggest secret of my of this talk. Okay, I'm running over my 12 minutes, so what I'm going to do is make another video in a few minutes about the biggest secret. Well, it isn't really a secret. It's cruising. One of the things I decided, well, I took a trial run on a cruise, and I learned a lot about cruising, and that is one of the best things you can do when you're retired, is cruising. You meet interesting people, you do interesting things, and if you're watching this, all you do is go to the next video and you'll hear me talk about cruising and the secrets of cruising.